up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Okay, what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives of New Jersey recap. Is that what we're doing? No. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Right? No. Orange County. What? Hold on. Oh, here they are. I'm like, what? Okay, it's a reminder. I'm like, why is it on that page? So I always pay attention to stuff like that. Like, just go ahead and read it. Like, it's on that page for a reason. Want me to read it to you? All right, it says, grounded awareness. Pull energy back for resolution to come through. Resources are your earth, body, inner knowing, grounding. Humanity is not embodied, settled, low-grade trauma, constant, out of your body, disconnected, out of tune, relating. What does this say? Pertaining. What does this say? I don't know what this says. Oh, operating from programming. Disconnected, out of tune, operating from programming. That's what it says. Access information, grounding, operate as healers, unconsciously plus constant, stay in your body, grounded, destroy, recreate, grounding, container, update yourself, present time. And this was on 11/19/21. So that was on that page. Okay. I have a notebook of I have notebooks, y'all. I have so many notebooks. So many notebooks. Anyway, so let's start. Let me start this video over. I think we should start it over. I'll just cut it out. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives of Orange County recap. I can tell you that I enjoyed the episode overall. I laughed a lot. And I realized in that episode that I really like Emily. I like Emily. What's Emily's last name? Watson, Gibson, Simpson. I think her last name is Simpson. Yeah, I think her last name is Simpson. But I like Emily. When she was where was she? And I looked up and I was like, I like Emily. I really do. She just seems very fun, down to earth. Like, we're gonna see next week. She's hollering at Noella, talking about that's all you talk about is your divorce. We're gonna see. Anyway, so oh, they start off where they left off. They're still in Cabo, right? Yeah, they're still in Cabo. They're talking about how Heather is allowed to feel how she wants to feel about the gift, right? And she starts gathering her things and getting her things and going away because she was like, she can't deal with it. And she's like, everybody's like, just say you're sorry. Just say you're sorry. And everybody's also saying she is allowed to feel the way she does. And this is when you say that you're sorry. And it's like, I don't know why, what's her name is not catching that. But then she was like, are we done? And then I really did not like Jen saying that it hurt her kid. Because I was with Noella. Like, did it really hurt her kid? Did it hurt her really? Girl, shut the fuck up over there. And I was like, girl, you need to worry about the kid you got at home who carries a dog around with him everywhere. That kid. That's what you need to be worried about. Hurting that kid, Jen. You be quiet. You hush. You be quiet, girl. I said, did it or was the mom offended? That's what I wrote. Stop saying y'all really love to use these kids as scapegoats. Just say that you were offended. It's okay. It's okay. You're the adult. Stand in your shit. Oh, her kid was... No. It was you. Just say it. It offended me that you gave my daughter. It didn't offend her so much, but it offended me. That's that. See how that works? See how easy it is? Okay, girl, let's see what's going on. Okay. All right, so Heather says it's a hamster wheel going with that's how I feel. I feel like conversations with people sometimes it's like you're like it's a circular, it's just going in circles. It's going in circles. It's like where are we going? We're not getting anywhere with this. I'm about to get up and leave. Like what's the purpose? You know what I'm saying? So we're good. We're good. Thank you. Again, Heather's getting her stuff. And she says it's always negative. It's always a problem. Every time Noella comes around, it's always, I guess, in Heather's world, it's static. She comes in, she sucks all of the energy, and and not only how Noella, I would say, in rooms full of just average white women, she would be striking, right? She's tall, she's slim, she has that long black hair. Her facial features are very like much like she looks like, otherworldly, right? She don't look average, I'll say. She has a presence about her. In addition to that, she walks in the room and then you have this presence, and instead of like changing the energy where everybody feels like welcoming and warm, you create an energy that is aggravating. People get frustrated. It's like, girl, you have this aura about you. Why are you using that to like change the energy in the room to be negative? You know what I mean? I didn't want it to happen, but I knew what would happen. I knew that if she came, it was gonna be some mess. Um, and then Noella is like going like this. She's looking at Gina like this. She's looking at Gina. And Gina's like, what? Like, what are you mad at me for? She was like, how did you knew all this time that this woman was offended by my gift and you didn't say anything to me? Why you didn't say anything to me? I knew it for like a week. And then she was like, I guess she felt like it was a betrayal. I'm not sure how. Girl, how did you feel like her not telling you? Let her tell you. Let Heather tell you. That's you and Heather's thing. I don't need to tell. If Heather tells Gina, I don't feel like Gina needed to go to Noella and be like, girl, Heather was offended by your gift. Let Heather tell her. You're not, I mean, even though it seems like you want to be, but you ain't Heather's like, little do girl. Even though it seems like you want to be. I don't know what's going on. I think Gina is enamored by Heather's expressions of wealth. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. Um, just listen to her. I love when Gina walked away and said, I can't drown with everybody. I cannot support people who don't trust me. Period. I was like, good, Gina's been doing the work. I'm sorry. How am I supposed to support you? And every time I say anything, you glaring at me like, girl, okay, fine. Go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I can't drown with everybody. She says, I learned that. I'm not, and then she said later, I'm getting off the crazy plane. I don't care if it is first class. Like, I'm not playing these games with you. I'm not. And it seems like you require a lot, Noella. And it's weird. And instead of being like, I don't know what it is, it's like you have this personality. You have this, it seems like an open, fun personality, but somehow, some way, everything seems to just go to the left when you enter the room. And I'm trying to figure out, how does a person who's so beautiful, you're so beautiful, you walk in tall, slim, model, fun, bisexual, laughing and everything, and then by the end of the night, it's like everybody is like, you're like looking like you've been sucking on limes. It's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you would choose to use that energy to create like an environment where people aren't having a good time. Like, I don't know what it is. And like from Heather's perspective, I don't know if Heather's just not taking to the girl. Maybe I don't know what it could be, but I feel like there's some people you're just like, damn, every time you come around, it's always a problem. Like, you suck the energy out of the room. All of the attention goes to you. Everybody is now, worried about you. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing it. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Noella. Gina walks away. Emily is trying to talk to Noella and was like, this is what we're talking about. Um, Gina says she doesn't have to be a dick all the time. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how are you this fun, vibrant, you know, fucking fairy fluttering around, and then when it's all said and done, everybody's all pissed off? Like, what kind of fairy dust you got, girl? Like, it's a mess. That's why I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. How could you be? And I imagine there's a lot of women like that. How could you be like this beautiful woman and you like fun and stuff like that, but then like every single time you in a space at the end of the experience, people are not happy. It's like, and it's important to me. I feel it's important. Like, you don't want to leave people, you don't want people to have bad experiences of you, like, that you actually created. Like, why are you doing that? And it's like, are you used to getting that type of attention? So you create the environment so it can give you that type of attention, because the positive attention, it makes you uncomfortable. I don't know. I was like, I don't get Noella. I don't understand every single time, because she was having such a good time. She looked so cute at who was that? Emily's house with game night. Let me tell you something. When they had game night, I feel like every season, every franchise should have a game night. That should be like somebody every season, every franchise should have a game night. It's almost like a team building. Like, I really feel like they should do it like on New Jersey, Atlanta, Potomac. I really feel like game night brings people together, or they be arguing or whatever, having drinks, getting the girls together. I thought that was such a good idea. It looked so much fun. They looked like they had a good time. They were having a good time until Gina and Noella felt like they needed to go and have a conversation. But I guess we'll get there. Jenny says, or not Jenny, but Jen says that you can't pile on Noella. You got to talk to her like she's a child. It's weird because it's almost like it, and it's like, it feels like that. It doesn't feel like a child. I guess you could say that, but it just feels like somebody who needs to be like, oh, are you okay? Oh, but it's like, but she's like almost like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. It's like repelling. That's what it is. It's like a repellent. Her fairy dust is a repellent. Yes. Because you come in like, woo! But when you start flinging the fairy dust, they be like, oh, girl, no, I don't want to be around her. That's what it is, a repellent. That's what she gives. And she says, it's funny that we're both sitting here. So, from my understanding, because I didn't watch the season, I watched the season where Bronwyn had like a meltdown for practically the entire season. But I felt like I stopped watching it like in the middle of the season. I felt like, but Bronwyn Noella and Jen are Bronwyn's friends, right? They know Bronwyn. But they were both sitting at the table, and I guess that's why she was like, it's ironic that we're both sitting at the table. Anyway, Emily and Gina are back. I put in the bed with clothes. Did you see Gina get out of that bed with them clothes on that you just had on down at the beach? I said, okay, I can't do it. Do not get in the bed with outside clothes on. I don't care. Don't sit on the bed with outside clothes on. No. It's Don't sit on my bed. Have you taken a shower? Don't sit on my bed. Don't. Have you taken a shower? Okay. Because all that getting underneath the covers, did you see her? No ma'am. No ma'am. She attacks everyone at the over there, they were down at the bottom. They had the piñata, and Shannon had all the hats on, and they got on the piñata, and they fell to the ground. It was funny. It was cute. They were trying to have a good time. Emily came back because she forgot her purse, and she was sitting in that chair. Baby Jennifer was trying to get her. She tried to hold on to her. Emily's legs went whoop right in the air. That was so funny. That was actually more funny. I think Shannon be trying to create moments. I really do. I think she tries to create moments like her and Vicky and Tamara used to have. I think she tries to create those fun moments. She could do it with Emily. I think they just need more time as friends to get to that because it seems a little forced. She did that with the hammock. She's doing that with the hats and the piñata, and then she'll probably do it again. But she's trying to have moments with people. But it is what it is. So Jen and her daughter go get pedicures. I love the little story that she shared with us that her daughter is just like this, has her own mind. And she said when she was little, she changed her name. She told her name was, what'd she say? What is the daughter's name? Her daughter's name is, I don't know. But the baby said, no, my name is Cece. So her name is Cece now. So the little girl was talking about how the nanny, why you have a pregnant nanny? I mean, I guess they could be pregnant, but God, like, I feel bad. Like, you pregnant and you watching my kids? That's too much. That's too much. You need to go sit down and rest. Like, I don't know. Did y'all find that weird? I thought that was weird. I was like, what? Not the pregnant nanny. And I'm like, okay, but nannies, of course you get pregnant. But I'm just saying, now you moving around, taking care of somebody else's kids while you hobbling around and stuff. No, ma'am. I need to take care of my body. Anyway, girl, no. And that, I thought Ryan was cute, but then they showed his face when he was sitting at that table with Jen. I was like, he's not cute at all. I thought he was cute at first. I was like, he ain't cute at all. Anyway, so the daughter says she likes the nanny. She's more of a mom. She's more like a mom, she said. And then she said, and then we have this mom. So it's like really role reversal, but it's for a mom. So it looks weird. Because she's always working. She says she doesn't want her children to grow up to resent her because she didn't spend a lot of time with her. So she's aware of what could happen. Gina and Heather are talking. Where are they? Talking about going to New York for a college tour. They were talking about Cabo. They were saying they were upset and disappointed and that Noella felt betrayed. She says, I guess I'm not as supportive as I thought because like the first time she was like, because the first time she did something, I was like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not doing that. And then she said it. And I really thought that was important. I can't support someone who doesn't trust me. If you don't trust me, you feel like my intentions were bad, I can't continue to support you if you feel like my support is inauthentic. Clearly. So I don't have to extend it anymore. And you on your own. You're on your own, girl. You were on your own, and that's it. So we see this is the beginning of Gina and Heather's friendship going to New York. Like I said earlier, I do think that Gina is very much enamored by Heather's demonstration of wealth. I do. Shannon on the boat. She grew up on boats. Nobody caught. Shane said, are we going on a 3-hour tour? Did anybody catch it? Said, yes, Shane. Shane be coming with the jokes. He is so dry. And he be saying, that's like some shit I would say. And nobody would get it. Like, and everybody be like, okay, so what we doing? We about to go on a 3-hour tour? Nobody caught it. I was like, why did anybody catch it? Okay. All right. What's her name called? Shannon Skipper Barbie. Not Skipper Barbie. She called her Skipper Barbie. She did. She called her Skipper Barbie. Isn't Skipper her sister? Girl, it's a mess. walk by the fire. Oh, when they was getting off the boat. So they had their little tour or whatever. Shannon on the boat. You know, Shannon comes from money, honey. She comes from money. And apparently, the word is on the street that Shannon's family helped her ex-husband start his business, apparently. And that's the word on the street. And now that I'm saying, I feel like that there's a nuance to that I'm missing, because I believe that Shannon's family helped David get his business off the ground, if I'm not mistaken, and he became very, very wealthy, to the point where Shannon didn't even know she had a water bill when they got a divorce. I don't understand how she didn't negotiate the college education in the divorce. I don't how did you miss that? Like, I don't even know that. Like, to me, that's like the main thing. Like, I feel like the children, the house, and then the wife. No, the children and the wife, the house, and then all the other stuff. Or ex-wife. But the children, like the college education, make sure that's straightened out. Like, that should have been like, let's start from this way and work our way back. Like, even though they'll probably do some, go to a college. What did they do? What was they doing in the college admission scandal? Baby, wasn't that a mess? Anyways, okay, let me stop. Let me concentrate. Okay, so the hibachi grill. Noodles, that was the chef's name. Oh, they started talking about their deadbeat dads. I was like, oh my God. But they talked about how having deadbeat dads kind of motivated them to succeed and to prove, like they had something to prove. I've heard this before, that I've heard people do this. I know a guy who's was born to a man, and the father gave him a name, and then the father and the mother broke up, and then he had another baby and named his new baby the other son's name. So he has two sons with the same name. And I know that I think that is some fucked up shit. However, stop naming your kids. Well, see, in this situation, it was a junior, but in that situation, I don't think it was a junior. I think that he just gave him a name and then gave his other baby the same name, but he wasn't a junior. In this situation, Shannon's boyfriend was a junior. His father disowned him. He said his father was very controlling. He stood up to his father one day. Well, Shannon told it. She said he stood up to his father one day, and after that, the father disowned him. The father got remarried, had another child, named the child the same name as his son, told the daughter to tell the son he needs to change his name because I've disowned him. He need to change his name. And he was like, I was a good kid. It was so funny because you could see, like, y'all, like, I don't understand how so many adults like forget what it is like to be a kid when so much of who you are today has everything to do with what happened when you were a child. And it's like, and how you dealt with people, and how everything starts, like, it starts there. And it's like, and it's so funny because it's like, I don't know, it makes me think of like when Kimmy says start at the beginning. And it's like, we forget, like, how do you grow up to be an adult and then you could forget to the point where you like act like you don't remember what it's like to be a kid, to the point where you don't take into consideration how kids are growing up. And it's like, you don't take those things into consideration. You use children as scapegoats. Have you ever been used as a scapegoat when you were a child? Like, that's not a good feeling. Why would you do that to another child? It's like, it's so weird. It's like, did you forget? Like, I don't know. Anyways, so he says he felt like from his stepfather that, what's his name? Terry said his mother got remarried. His stepfather was a tyrant. And it's like, his stepfather was a tyrant, so he felt like he needed to prove to the people. Emily, she shared the same thing. She felt abandoned, and so she wanted to prove that she was, a good lawyer. She was good in school. She felt like she had something, a proof she needed to look for. She needed to attain success in order to be approved of by her parents. She said when she went to Cabo, that when she was in the sweat lodge, that all of that stuff was coming up. And she said she just could not stop crying. And she realized that, being I said, all talking about their shit fathers. Y'all be telling you. That's what yesterday I was like. It's not just these black men. These white dads be fucking crazy too. These Mexican, these Latin dads be crazy too. It's just patriarchy, and it's just like it really infects, and it's a cancer to not only little girls, it's to little boys, and it really affects. And as you can see, for some people, Emily's very successful. Terry Dubrow, very successful. I imagine Shannon's husband or boyfriend is very successful. Otherwise, she wouldn't be hanging around with him at all. Shannon don't play that. Not especially. Not especially with her background. That's all I don't understand. Anyways, let me shut up. But yeah, so she said she wouldn't stop crying. I love that they had that conversation, but you could see how it wasn't used as an excuse, a crutch. It was actually used to motivate and to push forward. And that's what I was saying. I was like, there's some people that the way the mistreatment of their parent didn't stifle them so much, it actually like helped. And he says, I wouldn't be where I was if my stepfather didn't treat me the way he did. So that was very interesting. Emily, Shannon, and Noella go out. They talk about having game night at Emily's house. Noella orders an espresso martini. I was here for it. So they asked, did you talk to Gina? She said no. She said they got into their friendship deep, fast, and hard. So it kind of felt weird that Gina has cut off all communication with her. She says something about the stack of vaginas, and she was like that it was a gift. Oh, that's what Emily was like. Jen told me that when you gave your husband for the wedding night a stack of vaginas, and she was like, is that true? And she was like, yeah, kind of. And then Noella was like, Jen, see, that's the problem. You telling stories and you don't even have the story right. You trying to be funny. Talk about yourself. Talk about your husband carrying that dog all over the place, and he rather rub the dog than rub on you. Let's talk about that instead of you talking about me and my stack of vaginas. Bitch. Well, she showed the picture, bitch. When I tell you how much I love those moments between women where you just laughing about some shit, like she showed them the picture about with the and like they showed the picture. She goes, guess which one I was, bitch. It was just a stack of vaginas. Guess which one I was. It was three women stacked on top of each other. You know what it gives, right? You know what it's for, right? Okay. For her husband, okay, right? Bitch. Shannon goes, which one? Which one was hers? Which one was hers? And then Emily said it was the one in the middle. And she was like, no, it was on the bottom. And they were just laughing. She was like, yes, it was. It was the one on the bottom. She was like, yeah, now you guys have seen my vagina. I'm in the picture too. That was so cute to me. I love moments like that. They were laughing. They had a cute little time. Like, I love stuff like that. I don't want y'all to be fussing all the time. Like, fussing all the time. Like, I think, whatchamacallit is giving us good. Like, I don't like contrived mess. Like, what's going on Salt Lake City? That's too, like, it's like, girl, it's too much. It's too much. Like, we like, like, just this regular, like, clashing personalities. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what's going on Salt Lake City is so contrived. It's like, ugh. Clashing personalities, that's natural conflict. Like what's happening between Heather and Noella, I love it. I love it because Heather can't stand Noella. She really chaps her high. She really has a problem with her, and I love every minute of it. But Noella gets on my nerves too. She gets on my nerves, and I can understand where Heather is coming from. But I love watching it because Heather is cool. She takes herself seriously, but she doesn't. And I don't know what she's not, why her and Noella are not getting along. I can't put my finger on it. She just doesn't like the girl, but I love to watch it. I love to watch it. She gets wound up, like Noella said when they were at the dinner. She was like, just look into her eyes. Everything I do gets on her nerves. I thought it was funny. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Anyway, so what happened? She shows the picture. Yes, I come in peace. Okay, whatever. Birthday presents. All right. What happened? Oh, she gave it as a birthday present. It wasn't a wedding gift. Right, Jen. You got it wrong when you tell the story, girl. So that's the end of that. So Jen and Ryne, they were having their conversation. I just wrote, Jen and Ryan can't talk, disconnected. Girl, that was so hard to watch. I was like, ooh, I wouldn't even try to talk to him. Like, are you not getting the clues? Like, I was like, girl, get the clues. He don't want to talk. He don't want to talk to you. And you're trying to be like, she's like, I'm trying to connect. Clearly, it's a disconnect. You're disconnected. You're trying to connect. You shouldn't have to try to connect. It should just come in and be like, whoop, hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Ocho Cinco wanted me. I think it should just be natural. You trying to connect to someone, a natural connection. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. You come together. He seems, I don't know. I don't even know. He seems annoyed. I don't know what it is, but he seems like, you know, it's interesting watching that dynamic, right? A woman coming in. He's the house person. He's the house husband. He's a house husband. He's a house husband. I don't think that there is anything wrong with it per se, but you can see the dynamic. And based on the way that society has raised us, that dynamic is odd to see, right? And so I don't think anything wrong with it. If that makes them happy, that makes them happy. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know if I'm sure she's the breadwinner and he's taking care of the home. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but he seems to be fine with it. I thought it was weird how he was like making the kids go to bed and they were trying to like be under mommy when she got home from work. And he was like, okay, go to bed. And she's like, I'm like the fun parent. I'm like the fun parent. You know, I come in with the candy and stuff like that. And he's like, no. So you could see the dynamic is the same, but the individuals are, it's not, you know, it's not a man and a woman in the other role. So it's easy to be like, to say something negative about him in that way, but he's literally the house husband. And that's what it is. Now, I would like to know what kind of money he's bringing into the home. I don't know why I'm really concerned about that. Like, what does he do? Because I don't know a lot of men in society who would be okay based on the way that boys are socialized, who would be okay with a woman being, I mean, excluding the black community, who would be okay with a woman being the head of the household and the breadwinner. Like, that's traditional in the black community. That's part of the black community tradition. The woman is typically the breadwinner and the woman is typically taking care of the home, also taking care of the home. So it's like she's also the working housewife. But that's we're talking about OC, okay? So I'm trying to figure out, like, does he have a problem with that? It just seems like that. It doesn't seem like it's a gender issue. It just seems like it's an issue with her being there. Like, literally, like if the husband, like Terry and Heather, and that's why she keeps going to Heather for advice. It really seems it's just the same thing. I don't think that there's a gender issue, but like, again, we do live in a society where boys are socialized a certain way, and I wonder if that has anything, I don't know. I don't, because it doesn't feel like, it just feels like it's a standard. You don't spend enough time. We're disconnected. You're not connected. It just seems like that's it. Doesn't matter their gender, really. It doesn't matter. It just seems like that's what's happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I was like, he's like how a woman would be if she felt like her husband was, you know, working so much, coming in late, not being able to eat dinner, feeling disconnected from your spouse. It's the same thing. It's just he's the home, what is it? Home housekeeper, house manager, house manager, house manager. I like that better, house manager, rather than housekeeper. I do like house manager better. Do y'all like house manager or housekeeper? Yes. All right. So, okay. So we left off. Oh, I was talking about Jen and Ryne. Kind of skipped to their scene, but yeah, it was weird. It was weird the way she was like, I want you to say to me, this is what I want you to say to me. And it's weird. This is where it's weird because the role that she's in is typically the man's role, right? And this is where it's weird because this is where you have to unlearn things because there's nothing wrong with what's happening, but it just looks weird because that's when we're not really used to it. Typically when a man is in Jen's place, because of the way that men are socialized, they typically are not asking for the emotional feel up, right? To fill me up with emotions, good emotions. They're not socialized like that. So Jen is coming in as the head of household, the breadwinner, but also I need my emotions nurtured too, right? And typically people in her position, since they're men and they're socialized to be away, they're not asking for that. So it's usually the wife who is in Ryne's role who is asking for the man to connect. But now you have this man who is in the house husband role, and he is literally embodying what would be the other way around. Disconnect, like a man disconnected, not able to give the wife the fuel. Does that make sense to what I'm saying? It's like she's still a woman, and women are socialized to, I need this nurturing, I need this nurturing, I need to feel connected, I need you to tell me this, I need you to tell me you're proud of me, I need you. And he's like, girl, I just been taking care of kids all day and this and that. I don't feel like filling you up right now. I've been fucking working all day just like you. But still socialize as a man to not even do the fill up, the emotional fill up, right? Because we're not going to lie, men are not socialized to do the emotional. They're socialized to be emotionless because that's a mark of a manhood, to not have emotions, which is detrimental to everybody. And I'm sure we're learning that over generations. We have learned that and come to realize that it is not a good trait to have or a good characteristic of manhood to be lacking emotions. But this is what Ryne is giving, right? That's what he's giving to me. I was like, girl, he was like, he didn't even know what to say. He was like, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. I said it. See, I said it. I was like, this motherfucker here. But at the same time, he probably like, girl, I done been doing all this shit all day at the house. But not only that, what's crazy is, look, he got a nanny. So it's not just him by himself. So it's like you a housewife with a nanny. That is happens. But how much work is he actually doing to the point where he actually can't fill you up, buttercup? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay, maybe y'all understand what I'm saying. It's like, it's weird because she wants that nurturing, and he's looking at her like, I'd rather nurture this dog, even to the point where it's like, you're giving the dog more attention. He was like, okay, well, I'm not having this conversation right now. I'm done having this conversation. I'd rather not. That's enough. And he gets up and he like taps her like, okay, toodaloo, I'm leaving now. He takes him and Mr. Puppers, and they go off to the room. She follows him. Ryne, why? He was like, I was firm on my no. If you continue, I'm gonna go take a walk. She was like, no, why? It's like, you the head of the household, you bringing in all the money, and you why? That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And can you imagine? And then when you think about like the black community, you think about like how the men are socialized to relate to women, this disconnected, emotionalist type of energy. And then not only is you don't have no nanny, you're working, you're also being a mother. Like, what is it? Married single mothers. That's like the new wave now that I've been hearing about. I thought it's always been like that, but unfortunately, like I think working single mothers, but no, it hasn't. I don't know. Let me shut up. Anyways, Gina and Noella go outside. It's game night. They're having fun. They're doing the stack of vaginas, the toilet paper roll. The toilet paper roll with the stick. That was so funny. I was like, that looks so fun. Noella looked so pretty. Her outfit, what was that outfit? Was that Louis Vuitton outfit she had on? I was trying to look at the print. I couldn't see it. I was laying down looking. It was very cute what she had on, what Noella had on. Really cute. I need to go back and look at it. And every time, I think the drinking word of the night was vagina. So every time somebody yelled vagina, they had to take a shot. That was fun. They need to do that on every season, every franchise. The producers needs to tell somebody, one of y'all this season needs to host a game night at your house. I think Married to Medicine should do that too. I think all of these shows should do that. I really believe like it's like a low-key team builder. They need to do that. I think so. Come on, neck. Yes, ma'am. I love a neck. I love my neck looks long. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. So Gina and Noella go out. She's like, if you notice, I was looking straight at you. I was looking at you. She was like, yeah, you were acting like you were mad at me. She was like, I just need you to know my feelings matter too, She was like, well, look what I'm going through. That's why I have distrust with people. And she was like, yeah, but I have feelings too. So it did feel like a betrayal. They were talking over each other. That was like annoying to watch. I was like, girl, y'all are not letting each other talk. But Gina says she wants to get off the crazy train. She doesn't even care if it's private. So, and that was it for the episode. You already talked about Ryne and Jen. That was it. That was it for the episode. I thought it was a good episode. It was good. It was very good. It was very good. I love the conversation between Emily, Terry, and Shannon's boyfriend. I can't remember his name. I love that conversation. I love with Emily, Shannon, Noella at the what is it called? The Wild Woman, the Quiet Woman. When the lady when Shannon threw that plate, she was like, "It wasn't even my plate." Even the man was like, "We're giving you paper plates tonight." That seemed to be a place where Shannon is a regular because they know her. They like calling her by her name, and she knows the servers' names and stuff like that. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, it was a good episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the episode. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.